This video is for education and entertainment purposes only. Please consult with your healthcare provider before making any changes to your health plan. Hey beautiful soul, it's Jacqueline from the Lost Labia Chronicles, where I discuss all things lichen sclerosus. Now, as many of you know who are on my newsletter or who watched my announcement on YouTube at the beginning of 2023, I partnered with Lichen Sclerosus Support Network, which means that all of my new videos for 2023 are actually found over on their channel. I will leave their channel in the description box below, or you can just go into the little taskbar and put Lichen Sclerosus Support Network and go follow us over there. I do a video every other week. I've got videos on exercising in lichen sclerosus, 3 evidence-based ways on unfusing your clitoris. We've got videos on LS and hormones, LS and low libido, sexual health, and so much more. However, I still keep this channel open so that I will occasionally pop in with some more candid videos or some updates. And today I am here to chat with you about something called the GRID Project. And I'm going to talk to you about what that is, what it entails, and why it's so important for our community, the lichen sclerosus community, to participate in this potentially life-changing study. So with that, let's jump into it. So what is the GRID Project, and what does GRID even stand for? Well, GRID stands for the Global Research on the Impact of Dermatological Diseases. And this project is a multi-phase research and advocacy project that is developed and run by GlobalSkin. GlobalSkin is an international alliance of patient organizations dedicated to improving the lives of folks living with dermatological conditions, such as lichen sclerosus. The goal of the GRID project is to collect global data on the impact of living with a dermatological condition. As an adult living with a dermatological condition, your contribution to this study is vital. You as the patient are the expert on your condition, and your voice matters. The collective voice of people living with dermatological conditions matters. It is important for clinicians and policymakers to understand the true impact of living with a dermatological condition. We need that data in order to inform a better future for people with dermatological conditions. So the data that GlobalSkin collects will help inform advocacy work to get better treatment options, get better healthcare options, get more support for folks living with lichen sclerosus and, frankly, any dermatological condition. Now, I want to address a really important question that I personally have been getting a lot since sharing the GRID project, and that's, why is this so important? Why do I need to do this? Why do I have to fill out this survey? And in fact, I actually really like this question, because the truth is, there are so many reasons why it's so important for folks with lichen sclerosus and dermatological conditions to fill out this survey. So one of these reasons is really just to elevate the patient's voice and to help dispel some myths about living with a dermatological skin condition. So unfortunately, skin diseases, skin conditions are often kind of brushed under the rug as being not as important as other diseases and conditions out there, right? So we'll hear things like, oh, it's just a skin thing, like it's no big deal, it doesn't really have a big impact on your life. And in fact, I don't even just hear that from regular old folks walking down the street, but as a patient rep and a patient advocate, I've heard from many patients that their doctors told them this. Their healthcare providers, the ones who are supposed to be knowledgeable and engrossed in this area, they tell their patients, hey, you have lichen sclerosus. The patient starts freaking out and they say, oh, don't worry, it's really not a big thing. It's just kind of it's a little skin thing. Like, it's no big deal. And they act as if the impact on the patient's quality of life is insignificant. But we, as patients with lichen sclerosus, know that that is nowhere close to the truth. We know that this can be deeply impactful on many different levels of our lives. It impacts our finances, it impacts our relationships, it impacts our sexual health, our mental health, our ability to work, and so much more. And so by participating, you're going to lend your voice to a collective of people so that healthcare providers and decision makers, policymakers, they're going to understand the true impact of living with a dermatological condition. Another reason why this is so important is the awareness piece. Now, in the lichen sclerosus community anyways, there's so much talk about lack of awareness with the general population, lack of awareness at the healthcare provider level, and then lack of awareness at the kind of government, policymaker, decision maker levels. So just a global kind of lack of awareness. And so your participation in this survey will contribute to increasing awareness on all of those levels. Something that we are so passionate about. Everybody wants more lichen sclerosus awareness. And so this is a way for you to directly be a part of that change, being a part of the change that you want to see. So that is another important reason to contribute to this survey. Another important reason for this project in general is that nonprofits, so dermatological nonprofits such as Lichen Sclerosus Support Network, as members of GlobalSkin, they will have access to that data. Let's talk about why that is so profoundly critical. So when we talk about change, right, a lot of us want change. We want better treatments. We want medical leave. We want funding for medical procedures. There's so much that we want to see happen, and that is not happening. And one of the reasons is that when you go to healthcare providers, when you go to the decision makers and tell them, hey, our community is suffering, we need this, it doesn't do much. What government and policymakers and pharma and those kind of industries need, they want robust data. That's what makes them move into action. Without that data, it's really hard to advocate for change, or we're advocating, but it falls, there's no reception because we're missing that robust data piece. So by participating, and the more of you that participate, the better, we're going to have a lot of data on lichen sclerosus and the impact of our quality of life. That means that then organizations, nonprofits in the lichen sclerosus space can take that data and start to do true advocacy work and really push for the changes that we want to see. Because without that data, the government, the decision makers, pharma industry, they're not as responsive to kind of anecdotal stories, right? They want that empirical data. So it's so necessary that we get this. So this is a massive motivator, at least for me as a patient, right? Like that, this in and of itself would be my main reason to participate. That, and to kind of elevate the voices of other people living with dermatological conditions to really, again, dispel the myth that it's no big deal and it's just a skin thing. Because we all know, right? We know it's more than just a skin thing. We know the depth of the impact this can have on people's lives. Now we need to open the eyes of healthcare providers, of decision makers, of governments. We need to open their eyes, and we need to do that with data. So your contribution to this study is absolutely vital. So if you're sitting here like, yes, we need this, we need more awareness, we need better advocacy, we need more research, better treatments, better funding, etc., and you want to elevate the voices of folks living with dermatological conditions, and you want to help be a part of change for the better, then take 10 to 20 minutes to fill out this survey. It's globalskin.org/grid study. I will leave that linked in the description box below for you to check out. So it is about 20 minutes to fill out. So find a time, set a timer, pick a time and date on your phone when you think that you've got 20 minutes, sit down, have a coffee, and fill out that survey. This survey is available in 17 different languages so that we can really have a good global representation. So you can select the language that you are most comfortable in and then fill out the survey. But that's not all. If you still want to do more, you can share this with your healthcare providers. There is a stakeholder toolkit on the GlobalSkin website. I will link that below if you do want to share that with any of your doctors or pharmacists, etc. Tell them about that. Tell them to share this with their patients. It's only open until September 28th. So we want to get this done fast, and we want to get as much data as possible to have the biggest impact. You can also share this with your friends and family. The truth is, most of us know somebody with a dermatological condition, be it psoriasis, eczema, acne, vitiligo. There's so many different dermatological conditions. Share it with your friends and family and let them know, hey, take this study, really make a difference in the patient lives living with these conditions. So share the link, share it with your friends, your family, share it on social media, wherever you feel comfortable. But spreading the word is another great way that you can help out with this project and its goal. So finally, who can participate? Any adult aged 18 or over living with a dermatological condition can participate. Of course, you need to be able to read, understand, and write in one of the 17 languages that the survey is available. That is all you need to be able to participate, and then just an internet connection, a smartphone, a computer, or a tablet, whatever you prefer. That's all you need. Again, the link is globalskin.org/grid study, and that will be linked below in the description box. If you are on my newsletter, which is lostlabia.com/subscribe, I will be sending out periodic reminders. Again, this survey closes on September 28th, so you definitely want to make sure to get this done as soon as possible. It's really easy to put things off and forget about them, and then it's past the date. Trust me, story of my life. So to all of you who've already filled out the survey, a huge thank you on behalf of the LS community, and a huge thank you to any of you who will be filling this out. A huge thank you to anybody who will be sharing this with their healthcare providers and or friends and family who will be sharing it on social media. And finally, a huge thank you for GlobalSkin for putting this incredible project together. This is really a one-of-a-kind project and a first in the world. The patient voice is centered throughout this project. Patients were involved in every aspect, in every phase of putting this together, and we know how critical it is to center the patient voice in these types of conversations and discussions. So again, a huge thank you to GlobalSkin. And with that, I will catch you in the next video.